Hey, I'm Gareth from Bar Cameras, and today we're running through what these are and why you need one if you want to shoot video. Okay, so what is an ND filter? Well, essentially, the most straightforward way of putting it, they're like sunglasses for your camera. So it allows you to control the amount of light coming in, hitting that sensor, just by having this on the front. So when you shoot video, it's quite different to shooting photography. You can't control the exposure so easily with things like shutter speed and stuff like that. So you want to have your shutter speed at double whatever your frame rate is. Now, I won't go too much into the ins and outs of that. We'll save that for another video. But essentially, it's going to give you the best looking motion in your videos, it's going to give you the optimal amount of motion blur, and just generally give you the most pleasing and the nicest looking final video. If you start to increase your shutter speed, you start to get slightly more jittery motion, you get that kind of staccato effect. It just doesn't look right, doesn't look natural at all. Human eye definitely picks up on it, and it just ruins your footage and doesn't look very nice at all. So let's say you're shooting at 24 frames a second, 25 frames a second, both very popular ways to shoot, gives you that nice cinematic look to your video. You're gonna wanna have your shutter speed at 1/50th of a second. That's gonna be double your frame rate, and it's gonna give you that nice looking motion. Now let's say you wanna head outside and start shooting. It's a nice evening, something like that, the sun's still up, and then bang, the whole footage is blown out. It's all white, the sky's gone, nothing looks right, the highlights are gone. It just doesn't look very good at all, and you can't control the exposure using your shutter speed. Now, you could always stop all the way down with your aperture, but then that's not gonna be great either. Maybe you wanna use 2.8, something like that, to get a nice cinematic look to things with that. So what do? Well, that's where ND filters come into things. So this just screws on the front of your lens, and it allows you to control the amount of light that's gonna be coming in and hitting that sensor. So this is a variable ND filter, and that essentially means that as I twist it, it just changes the amount of light that's coming through. So I can put that onto the front of my lens when I go outside, and I can just twist it until the exposure is right, and that's it, it's done. I can then shoot, I don't have to compromise my shutter speed, my aperture, my settings can all be correct, and I can just carry on shooting and it's no worries. These absolutely can save your footage and save a whole shoot. They are so integral to shooting video, especially outside where the light can be a bit harsh, it can be a bit full on, and you can't control it in a different way. So this was me shooting last night. This is what it looked like without the ND filter. It was completely blown out, it didn't look good at all, and would be completely unusable. Fortunately, I had my filters with me, so I just popped this on the front, give it a twist until it looks right, and I was able to get really nice footage that I was really happy with. And I didn't have to compromise anything. I didn't have to compromise my aperture, my shutter speed. I got exactly the look and the feel that I wanted out of it because I had my ND filter with me. Now they come in all kinds of different sizes, different diameters, so they fit pretty much any lens. I own one for pretty much every lens I own, and that's so that if I go on a shoot outside, if I shoot in the sun, I know I'm going to be able to control the amount of light that's coming into the camera. I know I'm going to be able to control that and have the settings and the look that I want to have. To be honest, they're a pretty integral part of a videographer or filmmaker's kit. They are so useful, and as I mentioned before, they can completely save a shoot, they completely save your footage, and they, to be honest, you need them if you want to shoot video outside. They are so important for shooting video. I hope you found that helpful. A little bit of a shorter video this time. We'll go into a bit more of the ins and outs of shooting video and the settings you might use, plus why you might use ND filters for photography and things like long exposure photography, but we'll save all those for another video. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit the like button, make sure to subscribe if you're not already. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, thanks for watching.